On the last exciting episode of AxoniusRex, we followed the story of a Frieza race character, the hero of Universe 7, as he meets his new training partner, Final Form Cooler, after a request from Beerus to train together in Whis' staff in preparation for the Tournament of Power. They aim to get as strong as humanly possible, hone their skills and perfection, and become a better fighting team. Whis interrupts their training one day to tell them about an impending threat on the outside. It turns out Dabura has not been defeated by our Namekian and has been hiding in the shadows ever since, and has seized the opportunity by capturing Vegito in his battle against Super Buu. There, Timebreaker Vegito waits on Kami's lookout for our heroes to come and fight him. The male Saiyan and female Margin give him a good fight, but are no match for him until the Frieza race character drops him with Cooler. Cooler gets sucker punched and knocked out of Kami's lookout, leaving the Frieza race character to take care of Timebreaker Vegito all on his own. He puts up a noble fight, but is no match for the strength of Timebreaker Vegito even in his base form. Knocking Timebreaker Vegito off guard, the male Saiyan and female Margin with our Frieza race hero character seize the opportunity, gang up on him and one last final counterattack, destroying him once and for all. Our Frieza race character runs off to tell the Supreme Kai of Time, but something doesn't feel right, because it isn't. The Time Nest. Our Frieza race character is off to tell the Supreme Kai of Time, while a cocky Fuu walks out of the Time Nest. A savage battle is about to begin. Going all in, he attacks Fuu with everything he has. A violent battle erupts and both of them test each other's skill and strength, but it's evident that Fuu is holding back greatly and is just testing the strength of the Frieza race character to see what he can really do. After absorbing so much distorted timeline energy, Fuu is on a completely different level, and he makes light work of our Frieza race character. He still puts up a brave fight, but in the end it's no match for the strength of Fuu. Reinforcements arrive as the male Saiyan and female Margin rush in and transform, ready to fight off against Fuu. Taking the opportunity, our Frieza race character rushes forward towards the Time Nest past Fuu. Our male Saiyan is no match for Fuu, and neither is the female Margin, who both get devastated completely. As the battle rages on outside, our Frieza race character has entered the Time Nest, and to his horror, everyone inside has been turned to stone by Dabura, the Elder Kai, Trunks, and even the previous Time Patroller hero. Outside in Conton City, Dabura and Fuu start their plan. 8 of the most devastatingly powerful supervillains drop down into a massive circle around Conton City. They begin charging their supervillain strength. We've got Jiren, Fusamasu, Broly, Omega Shenron, Kid Buu, Janemba, Golden Frieza, and Cell. Each of them powering up and unleashing their hidden supervillain energy resurrects the demon Hirudegarn. Hirudegarn now resurrected, their ultimate master plan is underway. All of the supervillains break apart and they take up their stance to guard the city, defend Hirudegarn and fight off the other heroes of the various universes. Conton City's biggest threat to date is about to unleash its devastating strength. Tien, Yamcha, and Piccolo all enter the fight in hopes of slowing him down or stopping him. None of them, even together, are any match whatsoever for his monstrously unlimited strength. His durability, reflexes, and power is far beyond what they could possibly comprehend. He knocks them around like flies, he toys with them like they are nothing, and throws them around, toying with them one by one. Even the strength of Goku is caught off guard by the speed and strength of Hirudegarn, who catches him off guard, throwing him around Conton City. He tries a solar flare, but it has no effect and he gets knocked around like a fly. The Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 both take up arms and are about to join the fight. Luring Hirudegarn away from the center of the city, Gohan takes up his final stand as the Frieza race character is rocketing through the Time Nest back to Conton City to lend a hand. Going all in, he turns Super Saiyan and tries to confront Hirudegarn, but is of no effect and is completely unable to damage this monster. Swatted like a fly, he's thrown across the city as the Namekian is facing off against Dabura in a death battle. The Frieza race character has entered Conton City and is met by supervillain Golden Frieza. This amped up supervillain has horrifying strength, and in no time knocks our Frieza race character completely out of golden form. Cooler drops down to lend a hand to our exhausted hero. Anything his brother can do, he can do better! They both enter their golden forms, forcing supervillain Golden Frieza to retreat into the sky, and they promptly follow. Here is where all of their training in Whis' staff comes to fruition. Not only did they far surpass their previous limitations in strength and speed, but they also learn how to work together perfectly. Their teamwork synergistically working to dismantle supervillain Golden Frieza on an absolute onslaught that can't be matched by any duo ever seen before. As the battle rages on, supervillain Golden Frieza catches our hero in an Emperor's Death Beam, forcing him out of golden form. Cooler rushes in but gets smacked by Frieza's tail and caught in a powerful blast, knocking him too out of his golden form. They're both exhausted but get up and decide this is not the end. They both dig deep and re-enter the fight with everything they have left. Their bodies entirely exhausted, both of them unable to enter their golden forms, damaged, battered and bruised. All they have is their gut and their sheer will to continue this fight, using the teamwork they developed in Whis' staff. They work together with their sheer determination and aim to dismantle this supervillain Golden Frieza. As the battle rages on, it starts to turn in their favour, and they line up a dual supernova cooler and destroy supervillain Golden Frieza once and for all. Wasting no time, they rocket down to Conton City to lend a hand against Hirudegarn. All of the supervillains now destroyed, it is time to launch the counterattack. The female Margin and Margin Buu, forcing him onto the floor, set him up to be devastated by the other fighters. Our Frieza race character and Cooler launch their supernova coolers into his back, while the male Margin and female human launch their super Kamehameha in unison. On the other side of Conton City, Vegeta and the male Saiyan charge up a super Gallic gun. Attacking both at the same time, they weaken Hirudegarn's defenses further. Finally, using Tapion's sword, she converts it to the Sword of Hope and plunges it into the depths of Hirudegarn, defeating him where he stands. After exacting the final blow, it's all over. Zeno's guards beam down into Conton City, followed by Zeno himself. Flying into the air, he raises Hirudegarn and the defeated Dabura atop of the Dragonball altar. Setting Conton City back the way it was before Hirudegarn's resurrection, he beams down into the center of the city to tell them about why he has come. It turns out that now is the time. The waiting is finally over. Every single one of the 8 competing universes is about to enter the Tournament of Power. Let's take a look at the stat points. First for the QQ Bang, it's a direct mirror of Beerus' clothing, given 5 in Ki Stamina and Ki Blast Supers. The Super Soul is I Hope You're Reborn as Someone Good This Time, which completely restores all of your Ki when you KO an opponent, and the Limit Burst gives you auto health and stamina recovery at the cost of your defense. Now for the attribute points, 125 are going to your Ki Blast Supers for maximum damage. 84 will go into stamina for 2 extra bars, 84 into Ki for 2 extra bars, and the rest you will dump into your health. Now let's talk partner customization. You'll use Final Form Cooler with Death Crasher, Death Beam, Sledgehammer, Shadow Crusher with Supernova Cooler, and Dual Supernova Cooler with Fake Blast as your evasive. The stats you will choose are Ki Blast Super Type C, which greatly complement the stats already on the Frieza raised character. And finally, his Super Soul is I've Come Back from the Dead to make reviving him a lot quicker. Now let's look at the super moves! Divinity Unleash will be your charging move to allow for lightspeed Ki regen while attacking in battle. Your next super move is Crazy Finger Shot, a move that you can use to expel most of your Ki bar to deal devastating damage after a basic knock-up or knockback. Next is Gigantic Rage, one of the most satisfying moves in the entire game, which you get from the Dragon Ball Super Broly DLC 8-pack, and it also lets you use it with the cost of 300 stamina to avoid all incoming damage and grant you temporary super armor. Next is Shadow Crusher, to react to all incoming Ki damage and fly through it without damage, to then either stamina break your opponent if they're using an ultimate or knock them back if they're not. Your awoken skill will be golden form for a massive boost your ki regen and ki blast super damage. Your first ultimate is Serious Bomb, a move that sends the opponent flying with a massive punch and follows up with a gigantic ki ball to deal serious damage. You can use this while midway through a combo or when you're vanishing, so it's a very versatile move that does a lot of damage. Your second ultimate is Jaws Supernova Cooler, and you will need Cooler as your supporting character who also has this move equipped to launch 2 gigantic Supernova Coolers directly towards the enemy. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it's very satisfying to hit and it never misses. And finally, your evasive is Fake Blast to blind the enemy, setting them up for an easy stamina break, which grants you temporary invulnerability while using it. Now it's time for the damage test! Crazy Finger Shot Pressed once do 1,803 damage, however, exhausting all of the possible key bars you can use will do 10,995 damage. Gigantic Rage will Hulk the enemy and do 2,383 damage. Shadow Crusher will only do 1,788 damage. Fake Blast does no damage. Your first ultimate, Serious Bomb, will do a very impressive 16,224 damage. Going on to combos, your full light combo chain will only do 2,539 damage. Your full heavy combo chain will do 2,983 damage. And your full mixed combo chain, your heavy light, heavy light, heavy light, will do a pretty nice 4,465 damage. Here is the first of the super damage combos utilizing an extended combo straight into a Serious Bomb that I'm going to be calling the Take This With You. When considering it doesn't even need a stamina break, will do an insane super high 21,748 damage. Here is the next super damage combo I'm going to be calling the Tag Your It, which utilizes a medium combo followed by a back hit and a knock up into a crazy finger shot, which will do an insane 16,496 damage. Here is the final super combo I'm going to be calling the You've Made Me Mad Now, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage but will Hulk the enemy into the floor, doing 5,517 damage. This has been my level 99 Ki Blast based Frieza race character build. They're about to enter the Tournament of Power. Each of the 8 competing universes are going to go head to head to find out who will be erased and which one will be saved. Who will that be? Find out on the next exciting episode of AxoniusRex.